essentially banning all abortions has certainly energized this movement. Were it not for that, there would not have been these over 600 marches for abortion justice in the country yesterday. And we were proud to march alongside not just many other Jewish groups, but women and men from around the country who believe that reproductive rights is a human rights issue. This cannot be taken away. We are speaking out and ensuring that the Supreme Court does not overturn Roe v. Wade and does not attack women's rights.
Now, we saw, though, that your group marched specifically under its banner. We just saw some of the photos. The Democratic part of that is pretty clear, but we'll speak about that in a second. But what about the Jewish part? Is there something specifically Jewish or making this a Jewish cause in your eyes for to take part in these kind of rallies and marches?
Absolutely. This is not just a women's issue. It's a healthcare issue. It's a human rights issue. And Jews care deeply about human rights. In fact, there was a survey done by Pew that found that 83% of American Jews say that abortion should be legal in all or most cases. We have seen this issue energize the Jewish vote in advance of the 2018 midterms, right after the confirmation of Brett Kavanaugh, and it will likely energize the Jewish vote yet again in our upcoming midterms elections. We know Jews care about a lot of issues. We care deeply about Israel. We care deeply about human rights issues and domestic policy issues. And yes, that includes reproductive rights. And that's why the overwhelming number of Jews in this country are Democrats, because Democrats align with Jewish views on all of those issues, including abortion justice.
Right. We'll say that the Orthodox Jewish community views it differently. But let's talk about the democratic aspect of your group's participation. How much of it is an issue or a problem that this abortion rights has become a partisan issue in the United States, lining up mostly Democrats on one side and mostly Republicans on the other?
As with many issues, we wish it wasn't a partisan issue. It shouldn't be a partisan issue. But you're right that Democrats have largely opposed overturning Roe versus Wade, whereas Republicans are of a different view on this. There's actually legislation that just passed bipartisan lines in the House, the Women's Health Protection Act, that would codify Roe versus Wade and ensure that it would continue to be the law, even despite what the Supreme Court may rule when it considers similar cases later this year. It's now pending before the Senate. We, the Jewish Democratic Council of America, are encouraging the Senate to pass this law as soon as possible.
All right, let me just ask you about that, because if the possibility, there's a lot of discussion about it now, the current Supreme Court could overturn Roe v. Wade. What are the options that you see for advocates of abortion rights? Is it going to basically have to come down to Congress and, of course, the president in this case?
It may have to come down to Congress. That's why we're advocating for the passage of this law in the Senate. It did just pass the House. But the overturning of Roe v. Wade would set the clock back over 50 years in this country. And yesterday, I was marching yesterday. There were signs saying, do we have to do this again? Didn't we already do this? And those women that were marching with those signs are right. We've already decided on this issue. These rights are fundamental and they should not be taken away.
All right, Halie Soifer of the Jewish Democratic Council of America, thank you for joining us again on The Rundown.
Thank you.